go and good time of the day and welcome back to Tales of Aether, where Papa Nurgle takes another. So, why are you looking at me like that? Do you want a hug from Papa Nurgle?
Yes.
Right, previously on our session you have set for Lamia and have arrived there without much issues or much of an adventure and with a little bit of crafting on the way. Arriving at Lamia, you have found not that large but very densely populated, sweltering city of men in leather pants and ladies in plate armor and various smells of beasts and spices and people in jungle. You, yeah, what?
There's a club in Berlin that smells exactly like that.
Yep, that's what I based it on. A lot of clubs in Berlin like that, if you know where to look. You made your way through the city, just exploring, seeing places, as Lance has found an acquaintance of his by the name of Ronya, who was supposed to introduce you to a sponsor that you hoped would let you join the hunt in the jungle, earn some points, and maybe weasel your way into the palace and meet some more important people, including what's his name, Ilono, I think, that Dal wants to meet. However, after also getting into a guild and asking around about like rules and dangerous beasts and jungle, and meeting this Ronya, you found out that she actually is not friends but is aware of Ilono and is not necessarily opposed to just introducing you. And currently we have Lance and Miles sitting with her in a bar trying to make a deal for this. But I think Lance just saw like a message from Watanabe that he is currently being appropriated by a BDSM club. So Lance is gonna go save him.
Okay. Because we all know that Lance loves Watanabe.
No, but Kartoffel is with him.
True.
And Lance loves Kartoffel.
Yeah, more important. Okay.
So yeah, Miles, you're suddenly left alone with this lady to make deal. And if I remember correctly, the last thing she asked is so yeah, why do you want to meet Elono? Like, really? Oh, bye, Lance.
See you later, Lance. To be totally honest, it's actually a friend of mine who is really eager to meet him. And I think he has some personal stories to tell and some personal things to find out. I think it's like his brother, but I'm not so sure.
That's a story.
It is. It's very complicated, and I'd be damned if I know more than probably that. But yes, it's actually on a personal matter.
So it's not business now. That's I'm not sure if this makes things easier or harder, really.
Yeah, it has. It doesn't have really anything to do about the hunt or biologically mutating monsters or such. I mean, we thought that might be an avenue to perhaps have a reason to have introductions with him, but if there's a shorter way and a more direct way, and not risking our lives to do so, then why not?
Well, no offense, but people of your category aren't really getting far in Lamia without risking their lives or risking their softer places. So
Mm.
you might have to go there. Still, yes, I could introduce you to Elonu. Because now here's the problem, and where you really need me is behind the wall. And you're not getting there on your own.
That was the pretty place.
A pretty place. So how about... Let me backtrack a little bit. So, are you going to the jungle or are you not going to the jungle?
Our top priority is to meet with Ilonu. So if we could manage to do that without going into the jungle, that'd be preferable.
Just a reminder that you do need to eventually go into the jungle anyway.
Yeah, but first let's meet him and then go to the jungle. So yeah, like, I see what you mean. Like you're saying, like do two birds, one stone instead of just.
I know. I'm just like I'm trying to figure out what the game is, what she wants from you. So she's just like, so what can I get for you?
Well, we'll have to go into the jungles anyways. Yes. We'll probably have to go into the jungles anyways. And let's leave it at that for now. Because I don't know where to start when it comes to jungle traveling.
Right. Now that's actually really bad, and most likely you're gonna die. Right, so that you don't die or have a lower chance of dying, I might have an offer for you. So I send a message to Ilonu, and maybe he'll agree to meet you. That's on him. I can't promise. You'll have to write a really good letter. But in return, I'm gonna be your supplier. Everything you need to go to the jungle.
So, like, supplier for goods? Like rations, water, tents?
You're gonna tell me what you need. I'm gonna find sellers, because I have contacts. And I'm gonna get those goods into your hands without you getting ripped off or buying things you don't need. I'll be taking my commission, that's gonna be part of the price, obviously. But I have to get something out of this. And go to the jungle if you join the hunt, and if suddenly you get a good place, and you get invited to the palace, you take me there as part of your group.
Interesting. That's a deal I might take you up on. How about some more details? Like, what's the commission, or what exactly? If you don't mind me asking, why would you want to have an audience with the castle dwellers?
Well, because a lot of important people live there, and an opportunity to meet them is a valuable opportunity.
Is it part of your research?
No, it's part of getting on in life.
Wait, out of character, is she still researching Lamia dominance hierarchy, whatever she was doing? Like I don't remember, out of character.
I mean, sure, but if you get a chance to meet more important people, wouldn't you take it?
Like, okay, I guess. Okay. Yeah, so that sounds like a good offer, and how about we discuss some details?
And you discuss some details.
Yeah.
The commission is basically, she gives you the average market price, because I don't want to bother coming up with prices, and if she manages to sell below, buy below that price, that's what she gets.
Okay.
basically like this means that you don't need to like go looking around for shops. You're just like, hey lady, get us this, this, and this, and
Yeah, we probably exchange numbers and all that.
You do have like a fairly pleasant conversation, but she gets all business like pretty quickly, and you hash out some kind of a deal. But
okay. I'm just trying to think.
You wanna
'Cause
roll
I know-
an insight check?
Yeah. What is that again? Notice wisdom, right?
Yes.
I'm the worst person for this shit.
Why?
Oh, that's not bad.
You don't think she's ripping you off on the commission?
Mm-hmm.
You actually think it's like you will most likely be paying like a little bit extra than getting it all on your own, but after like going around the town, you're like, I don't even know where I will start looking for and understanding which foods lives in the jungle, which food does not survive the jungle, what kind of medicine we might need. So it might be a good idea to just, like basically get a specialist and you can sort out all that we can. And she seems to have
I think it's a good idea, just out of character.
Mm-hmm.
Makes things easier.
I also would like to ask her, since like I'm already talking to a local, perhaps, like how the hell does a family unit function here?
Well, the people in the pretty place don't propagate because they're vampires.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you've seen enough ladies and men in the outside place.
Yeah, but
I mean, if you're asking about the specifics of slave breeding, that's usually happens, kind of like they do it with horses.
That's a thing here?
Why not?
I have a few reasons, but
Actually, it's usually quite a bit more messy, but
is so that it's just a normal family unit, just that it seems like when I arrived here, it seems so out of place. You know what I mean? Like, are there family units, like normal family units? That's just the gender roles. Wait, out of character. It's normal, just gender roles reversed, or is it like men live over there in the anthill and women live on that side of the city, which is pretty?
So part of the city is normal-ish family units with severely reversed.
Okay, so I didn't understand. I thought like men live over there, women live over there.
So, like, you can actually like separate the city even like into the three parts, like the pretty place, the like standard city where like locals live, who like live here permanently. There is like reversed, and they do have a lot less men. Just putting that out there. But actually, would they have a lot less men? Actually, I think they would have a lot more men with occasional harems, or reverse harems, I guess, in this case. Well, it's still a harem. And then the very outside is more like for passerbys, adventurers, like people who come and go, and this it's more like they don't really have rights, so
Okay.
You're here as long as they allow you to be here.
Okay. That makes some sense now, because I thought like it's a separate men there, women there. And
no, that really wouldn't function at all.
Yeah, that's why I was asking about it.
Like that's how it is for a reason. It's because like they're basically like no male reason, as far as you know.
Yeah.
But for normal people, it's like they do understand that kind of people do need to, like propagate, make more
Okay.
people for their city. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah. So I guess we'll have like business talk, small talk, then go back to the crew and tell them about the deal.
I don't remember if anybody was looking for anything else.
Yeah, we were off doing things in the background while the important stuff was going on, but I can't remember what we were buying. There was something important that Lance mentioned, and now I can't think of it. Yeah.
I don't remember. I have everything I need. Well, maybe provisions or something, but that Miles can tell us that we don't need that.
Yeah, I think there was something, but I mean, we'll end up thinking about it. We walked into town and then forgot, typically, and then we're gonna come back, and when we come back, we remember. And then
we probably went into the city started drinking someplace, and then
I got
completely wasted to the ship. Thinking, did we forget something?
Are you getting wasted? Are you getting wasted?
No, I'm not. But he told me not to do it, so I don't do it.
I mean, I'm not sure you can properly get wasted with body, because I think your liver is body.
If you drink, does body get drunk, Bobby?
No, just angry. That I'm trying to poison myself. No, not even that. Unfun drunk.
Yeah, you go like drinking, you go drinking, you go drinking. Like after 2 hours, there's like ping, and like a door opens on your chest, like a small ball rolls out, and the body goes, "I have distilled the alcohol you have been consuming. We can use it as a fire grenade."
Ooh, buddy, what happens if I enter a drinking contest? Would you be able to just filter out everything poisonous, and I could just drink everyone under the table?
Certainly, but we should return to the ship and replace the filters.
Okay. Good to know. Just in case one of the monsters is a heavy drinker, I can contest them to surrender. Okay.
I wrote down some stuff. Is the contact gonna take care of all the jungle stuff, like insect repellent was important?
You will need to like say what you want. Like she's not gonna say, okay, here's a list of everything you need. You will need to think about it on your own. But
I think we said insect repellent. A map was mentioned.
That's it.
Tents, medical supplies, whatever that means for me.
Yeah, the generals, she can help with that.
And of course,
the mounts.
Yeah.
You know the mounts. Do we buy the mounts? Do you think the big lizards or the big the cold ones? Or...
And we also need rope. You always need rope. Hey, and somebody said acid protection. I don't know why.
Yeah, there you go. That was another one. Yeah, that was important.
So let's buy all of that.
Acid protection?
I don't know what that means.
A very basic.
Oh, right. So you take like a basic bitch with you and dump them into acid to neutralize it.
Yep.
I mean, acid protection is you basically like, what is it like?
Like gloves and protection glasses.
Yeah.
And...
yeah.
Isn't
anyway, I think
soap a base?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's slightly basic.
Sort of. I don't know if that would be enough for the creatures you described.
No, it won't be enough. What would be as a protection? Like there should be like something in equipment, I think.
We need like a Breaking Bad cooking suit, you know?
I'm not sure
the yellow ones.
If you don't have any, well, actually, you have spells for that. But if you don't, Atmo filters is a good idea. Climbing gear might be a good idea.
I have a question.
Rope rations, stands, water boxes,
How
low light
heavy?
goggles, definitely. Yeah.
How heavy is the stuff that I need to repair, buddy? I always forget what that
It
thing
was
is.
something spare parts or whatever. It's somewhere in general equipment as well, like in tools or something. Spare
I need
parts,
to check
yes,
my.
it's in tools. I think it's encumbrance 1. It's encumbrance 1 and it can be bundled.
I need to check my notes for this crap.
Those could be used for survival kits, telescoping poles. Thermal flares is also not a bad idea. I mean,
I
basically,
say,
like acid
yeah,
protection are vac suits.
Oh, I
Vac suits, okay.
got the spell, but what will
Um,
it do?
Can someone carry 10 spare parts for me? Because I could carry them in robot mode, but that would mean that I would expend my usage. And I
I'll
want
take
to.
him. I don't mind.
Cool. They weigh 10 kilos in total. If you don't bundle them. If you bundle them, I don't know if it's then reduced by 1 or something.
Right. Yeah, I
Just click
stay
bundle
rather
on.
encumbered anyway. I don't plan to be close and fast, so I don't
Okay.
mind.
Then, like, what do you think my spell will do? Like, will it protect us from everything on this planet?
That one?
Don't need to.
No. So, for example, like if I said that the atmosphere of this island is naturally corrosive,
Hmm.
it would protect you from that.
Yeah, but
But
it could help
if,
with.
if an acidic creature on a corrosive planet would throw like a gob of acid on you, it will not protect.
Mm.
Same
But we
as
could use it for
protection
the food maybe, and the drinking.
No, it's like it's protection from like temperature, protection from gases.
It also says we don't need to eat, drink, or breathe.
Oh,
So that's easy.
okay, yeah. Yeah, I guess. How long does this last? How long exchange is supported? Oh, that's. I hate such spells.
It's very good.
It's like, yeah, let's. Yeah, okay, sure.
Well, I had it for like 7 levels.
Yeah, fair
And I
enough.
don't think I never used it.
Well, I guess this adventure is gonna be a little more boring than I thought.
And if we forget something, Lance will just get it. It's fine.
Yeah, could do.
Sure.
Got
Sure.
Lance Prime. It'll only take like same day probably.
And make the buying
And
of some of it
delivery.
easier. Well, so long as we have the necessary stuff, which is just food, and we're good. We got our cart, and
We don't need food.
that's. Oh well, we were going to come back anyway. Yeah. Well, as long as
And
we have
we
a cart,
don't
that's
we
it.
don't need to eat or drink with the spell
Yeah.
from.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, then just the cart. That's it, or the mounts. So.
I mean, it's good to
Well,
have
that
it in any
cuts it down.
case.
As an emergency, yeah.
Can we take a card with these mount things?
Cart? If you go
Like
down the road, yes. If you go off the road, not really.
Oh.
Oh, there it is. 1 second. Так.
You said a vac suit would protect us from acid?
Wax suit will be like an equivalent to an environment suit. I mean, it won't protect you like permanently, but help.
Did you say, Lucas, that the parts were 10 weight when bundled?
3.
Unbundled.
Unbundled, so the 3 bundled.
3 per bundle, and you want 10. So the last one is.
Yeah.
And
No
next, or you
cost.
can carry 12. I mean, it won't change much.
Yeah. Well, whatever, mate. One. Can you do 9? We'll bargain. Or do you want 10?
But I can
You need
take
specifically
one.
10 for maintenance.
It's I'm essentially just taking 10 because that's exactly 1 day of battery. It doesn't
Okay,
honestly
yeah, I'll just do 10.
it doesn't matter if it's 9. I can reload for less, but it's costly. Well, it's not costly. It doesn't change anything. It's just 2 hours of battery less, or something.
Then you turn off.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Well, I've got him, so...
Wait. Don't you need like the full thing to complete the maintenance cycle?
Oh yeah. Wait. Let me double check the reading. I think it does. Yeah, 10 spare parts needed for 24 hours.
Yeah, it's not like you can like choose to.
Yeah, it's costing 500 credits, so I have to pay those 500 credits in spare parts, which means it's exactly 10 that I need. Otherwise, I cannot repair.
You need that every day?
No, only when I expend battery. And I have 24 hours of battery for the suit. If that
It's
goes to
technically
0,
not battery. Your suit cannot run out of energy. It's more like it's specifically maintenance. Like you need to. He needs to basically like like change oil.
And if he doesn't?
If he doesn't, then body begins to break down, and the longer he continues to operate without maintenance, the more body begins to break down, and he basically becomes less and less effective. He basically starts getting more and more severe negative modifiers to everything he does as body.
But every day. So you can right now survive for 12 days without negatives?
No, I can survive for 1 day without any negatives, and after that, I need to start. It starts getting worse.
A reminder:
Every
this
hour.
only applies to when he turns into full Robocop mode.
Yeah.
If he goes around like normal, then nothing is consumed.
Okay.
So consider that after 24 hours, I would not go into body mode unless I have a really strong reason to do so.
And we mean after like 24 hours of being Robocop.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Like so,
That makes
like
sense.
if he spends like 2 hours per day as Robocop, yeah, he can do this for like 12 days.
Yeah.
But...
Think of body like a vibrator. You don't use 24 hours in one sitting. You space that out.
Is it a challenge?
Thank you.
Yeah, but
And,
again,
with the 10
you're basically
parts
like
that I have, make it easier.
risk reward, because like if you're going through the jungle and Bobby is not a Bobocop and you get ambushed, then either you don't use Bobocop or he spends certain time transforming, by which you might all be dead.
And are the parts that I'm carrying giving you, like, do you need it to do that, or
It's
can you do
only
that and you need the
maintenance.
10 to do extra?
It's only for extra.
Extra. Okay.
I'm
Yeah, well,
currently at 24 at I'm currently at 21 hours battery. I call it battery because it's easier.
Right.
Well,
Well-
it's easier, but it doesn't make sense because you can go after you go to 0. It doesn't work with battery, but whatever.
It's just my
Okay.
essentially where I would just stop using it, just to make sure that
And
it
if
doesn't.
they're not, are they expensive? These parts?
Yeah, they cost a total of 500 gold pieces, credits per 10.
Per 10, okay.
Or 50 per
Yeah.
one. Basically,
Alright.
buy 12, that's 4 bundles.
I was just considering if needed, if I needed to drop them, but I shouldn't. It'd be fine. Alright, cool.
Right.
That's all.
I mean,
I
they
mean, we
are.
have-
I'll carry them.
If you drop them, we still have a few on the ship. So you can drop them. It's just a bit expensive drop.
No, 500 credits, come on.
Or our lives, if I were to have to save you or something like that.
Look, you have lance, nobody's in danger here. This is just a stroll through the jungle, like. I don't know why we're
Actually-
doing this. Let's just say you succeed and get whatever you want.
Actually, we. How far are we traveling into the forest? Approximately.
Where are you going?
No, I'm asking the group. Because if we travel within Lance's teleportation radius, we don't need to take that shit with us.
But we've decided that after the nerf,
It's only
Lance's
10
teleportation
kilometers.
radius. No, 50.
Okay, yeah,
Which
50.
is
15
only
or
like
15?
50,
Okay.
which is only like 2.5 squares. Not
Okay.
Yeah,
squares,
that's not
hexes.
that. Yeah, that's not that much.
Which does technically mean that you might like, I don't know,
Yeah.
have to do like 5 jumps or 6 jumps.
But he can do like a couple of those in a day, right?
On his own, I think he has infinite. I don't remember how many he can do with others.
Oh, even the fucking spare parts here.
I mean,
Fuck.
when he upgrades to level 4, the distance won't matter because it says anywhere on the planet's surface.
Take 12. No, fuck it. YOLO.
12?
Yeah, if you catch
I
somebody,
can
he
do
needs to
12.
pay for it.
No, I would take 12 out of the ship stash, not pay for extra.
No, I meant for his teleportation. not for the-
So, wait, you want me to carry 12?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
or 10. It's the same
I-
thing in the end. But we could maybe
Yeah.
use those other two for something else. Maybe something at
And spare
the
parts are needed to repair broken equipment.
yeah.
I can take some too.
I'm doing 12 right now. It's okay, I can carry them because it makes sense I carry them. I'm on the cusp. I've just passed lightly encumbered, so even carrying these, I'm under that limit. So it's good that I'm carrying them.
Does that mean again?
What does it mean, encumbrance?
Your movement speed goes from 10 to 7 meters, and you get
Hmm.
+2 more readied and +4 more stowed.
Remember that basically if that's what you do, then you will only be able to move at slow pace in the jungle if you're encumbered.
Me, so I'll be slower.
Well, everybody
Okay.
will be slower because everybody will have to wait for you.
You wait for me. Well, not if we have a cart, right, or a mount, right? While we're not.
If you
teleporting
buy
around.
mounts, then you could like basically like on horses put some encumbrance on them, yes, and technically some of those
Okay.
mounts can go into the jungle. A cart will only go on the road.
Okay.
For card.
Well, I think we were thinking about, unless I'm wrong, getting mounts anyway, just to make it easier.
A quick question: is there a
Okay.
mount that can
Okay.
carry me?
Okay.
Oh.
No. Well, yes. Actually, yes. You can basically buy a like
The T-Rex.
quadrupedal, like cargo dinosaur. Find one. I think I had some friendly ones.
Is it sorted though anyway that while we're waiting for this kind of connection, that our new supplier is gonna get.
Right.
We're gonna
So,
go now.
Miles,
Yeah.
I hope you're writing a letter for. I hope one of you
Texting.
is writing a letter for Yolono.
Mm-hmm. Hey.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because I'll need the text.
Okay. Let me
Like-
Google formal letters of introduction.
No, you better make sure he wants to meet you. Yeah?
Can I attach a picture of Doc?
So you can certainly try.
Check this out, a doppelganger. Want to meet him?
All doppelgangers around you. Yeah, let's basically say, Bobby, you can like buy a larger, slower, heavier creature that can carry you. Like it won't affect your travel speed, but it will be slower if you try to use it in combat.
Dalu, how truthful can I be? You want to write the letter?
No, I entrust you to write it. You've been doing well so far. I think you do it better than me.
Dear sir or madam, I am a Nigerian prince. I have a lot of
But I need your bank account.
I think you can be as open as you want. Like, sounds iffy, but we've talked about this. I've basically decided, with your guys' help, it's better. I think it's risky, but it's maybe most efficient to just throw it out there. So, hopefully, nothing bad happens. Whatever you want to write, I entrust you with it.
Ilano is... How old is he? He's 26. Which is 10 years younger than Kronu.
So long as he's been on this plane for a couple of years, then he fits the criteria, and yeah, could be, because could be, but big if.
Okay. Okay, I'll start writing.
Alright. Yeah, let's maybe not worry too much about what you're buying yet, because you're not going in the jungle yet. Like, meet Alono, set a goal, and then decide what you need. You know where you're going.
That's what I was wondering, if we needed to go now. That's what we were doing. Like, do we need to also go to the jungle now, along with the letter to meet Ilona? Or
If the
is it
letter
sort of
works,
separate?
no.
Okay.
How long was your incident?
1 second.
Like, you're basically trying to like use a letter of recommendation instead of.
I have a feeling that just telling him about me, he's going to be like, let's just say that he's not involved or doesn't want to be, or is, mischievous with the information. He could go, who is this schmuck? Just sending me conspiracy, and then I don't know how this is.
Leaving contact information and all that stuff.
You could also leave. Fuck. We don't have a direct connection.
So
We don't have a connection to Chrono, right? The
I
one
think
that
we
already
do.
met.
We had
I
business
think-
with them, the mining stuff.
We
I
we
think
had
Bobby means
our
like a
eye
phone.
stone.
No,
The
you
ice stone that we have, I thought we were able to contact him, but at the very least, we talked to the guy from the academy named Grant, the inspector, and he
you have a
went to
connection with
Cronu.
Grant, yeah.
Yeah, but not with.
I don't know if
Colin.
we can contact with. Well, I mean, I never asked for him for details for the ice stone, so I don't know.
Again, there's a difference between your compads and ice stone. Ice stone is an ancient magical device which can call anywhere but only for 25 words. Your compads work for any amount of words but only within a short range.
So unless anyone else has stuff written down because I've mentioned it in my character sheet, the only person that we can contact with the ice stone is Grant.
Yes.
There's no one else so far.
Yes.
We have information. What if you tease them? Want to meet your brothers or something? So we can't.
Yeah, there's got to be a reason he wants.
Can we send pictures or not? That would be interesting.
I mean, once again, I personally wouldn't overcomplicate it. I would just say, hey, dude, I look essentially like a clone of you, where someone just put different hair on me. I have no fucking idea why. I already have met someone, and then you put in their name and where they at, so he could research himself if he were so inclined. And you say, I want to find out what the fuck my deal is. Could you please meet? Maybe you can shed some light on this as well.
Like it.
Yeah, and then I assume there's like a kind of, back to him, a reason he's interested. We're also mentioning we might go to the jungle for him because we have similar interests. Are we mentioning that too?
No, just honestly, I personally would just start with whatever. I just said, and if he wants to make a deal at a later point, we need his interest, and if that letter doesn't work, we still have the in with our hunting supply manager, where she could make the introduction then. And I wouldn't load too many missions onto us going into the jungle, because we honestly don't know exactly what we can expect there, and if it's too much and we overpromise, we get nothing.
No.
What is your topic? It's really up to you. I will gladly follow your lead here.
I have no idea how to best convince with this idea. Yeah, it makes sense. So, I mean, if I got a letter like that, I'd be interested. I just don't know what he'd think. So, yeah, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, you could also recommend
Miles.
request that you meet like in a very public place if he doesn't, if he feels like this sounds too much of a scam, or no, you maybe leave that out, that it sounds too much like a scam. You could just say, I would be interested to meeting you in a public space if you prefer. Here's my contact info.
Okay.
What's Dalu's last name? Does he have a last name?
It's Gol, Dalu Gol, Gol, and it happened. Dalu's 3 years old, so he, if it's all correct, yeah, 3 years ago was when it happened. So that person would have needed to have been in the plane of air, maybe, well, just an adequate amount of time to be eligible. If they haven't been here for 3 years at least, then it wouldn't make any sense. Well, I'm tending now to agree, Bobby. Whatever you think, Miles. Try and use the silver tongue of yours.
I'm working on it.
What do we think about being noticed here, talking to high-end people like this? if word gets around to this Leibrand.
I mean, in the end, he's still a dude, right? I mean, how high ranking can he be?
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, he mustn't be that high, but he has got, some connection to this woman, May's, whatever her name is. This
Windu?
high-ranking woman.
Well-
Windu, Mace Windu.
Yeah. Well, she ain't got no connection to me. That's for sure. Because I'm a grumpy dwarf.
Oh, just something to think about. Start going around, becoming popular, and then this Leibrand woman knows you're here.
Well,
Finds out that
she doesn't know
Wendell
us,
is
does
here.
she? No. Wendell ain't here. The grumpy dwarf is here.
The grumpy dwarf. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
What's your name again?
Let
What's
me
the
look
name
it
you
up. It's Yargren Everstout. Pleasure to meet you.
Yargren. Oh, yeah, nice to meet you. I'm glad we got a dwarf on the crew. It's fun to have a dwarf. Yargren.
Well, that goes into the book.
Like his tome
Well-
of punishment or what?
The Great Book of
Accu-
Grudges,
The-
where every transgression against the dwarf kind is written down. Passed through generations until justice can be exacted.
Is there anything that we can do for your Miles while you're doing this work? I mean, can we assist you in any way, or
I could
will
also
we just
read
go
your
party?
hair.
I'm almost about done reading it.
Do your hair.
Writing it, and then you can have a look, and then maybe if you have feedback.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Can I, out of interest, pull up what maybe when Miles told us about this talk? That there's like an understanding here that we are on a kind of tightrope in if we're here for too long as visitors, being men, being outsiders. I mean, are we going to become slaves in the Eye Society within a month's time? Can I look that up on the comm system?
Yes, any male unaccompanied by a female for periods of longer than 1 week automatically becomes a property of the city. No. There are literally thousands of other people, adventurers and so on right now who came for the hunt.
Hmm.
Law is a fickle thing when it comes to reason, especially on Lamia. So legally, you're safe. Will you be willing to say no if they like you? Also no.
Maybe some people like it here. Maybe it's not a bad thing for some that aren't slaves. Maybe they just sort of come here and then go, you know what? I get my needs taken care of.
Okay, I wrote this. Tell me if it's okay.
Where are you posting it?
Discord.
Alrighty.
I don't find it enticing enough.
Yeah.
I'm missing the
clickbait.
info that he's a spitting image of you. I would go hard on this.
Can I attach a
definitely,
picture of him?
I mean, it is a letter.
I just wish
We'll-
Elon opens, reads.
Yeah.
Do we have a printer on the ship to get a picture of
No,
me in there?
I don't have a printer.
Drat. With everything that we have, we don't have a printer. Okay.
Would you like to buy a
I
printer?
think you should also.
Well, don't we have like a 3D printer? Something? We found some loot. Can the printer print a printer?
I mean, if that's what you want to spend it on, you need blueprints. You need blueprints. So you need to make a 3D model of a printer first.
Is there like a copy shop or something? Or like a...
Okay, do you want to buy a printer?
No, we just
we
want
will
to take
hire a
photo.
photographer,
Yeah,
and
photographer.
he will come over and we'll have a photo shoot, and we'll all have headshots anyway, because that's something that we should have. We'll get
Let's
some
make it like a
headshots.
family photo shoot.
I wanted to.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, oh man, I almost could sell them a printer. I mean, printer is so cheap. It's like just 500 credits and you get a print.
500 credits. Oh my god. No, it should be like 10 credits, and then the ink is 500 credits. That's.
Why would I sell ink that expensively?
Yeah, let's. I think Miles, you definitely. Now that I look at it, also mention the fact that there's some weird magical phenomenon that I don't understand going on too. I think it'll make it even more appealing than just I look like you, even if that's weird, because even if I look exactly like him, he might go, oh, doppelganger isn't that rare. Some of it should be added in.
How do you explain that?
This guy's self, half of your spells, shapeshifters.
No, I mean, what do you want to put in
I added on the fourth row, we have reasons to believe that Dalu has some connections to you that are magical in nature. It's a kind of magic.
Can you feel the love?
Wait, I gotta hug Shani. She came back home.
What do you think about this? I changed one sentence. Maybe it's not as eloquent, but it's probably a bit more. Ah, here's their poop. We have established that there's some magic involved in your path, right?
Mm-hmm. Well,
feel free to rewrite it.
Yeah, we need the picture in there. So Dalu, go to a photographer.
Can I turn like my forehead into a camera and take a picture of him that just prints out of my mouth?
You don't even need a printer. We got Bobby.
Yeah,
No.
Come on, you're
My head is
Reveling?
unaffected by this. It has to come out of my ass. The picture.
Bobby, I'm sorry to disappoint your plans, but currently I have only one color available.
Which one?
I know what you're thinking, but I was talking red.
Oh no.
Ew. Oh my, you could take a load of you take all our headshots and you start going pale. God.
Okay.
If you provide me with pigments, I could replicate a printer.
Yeah, can we get
10,000 credits!
Fuck!
Sure, you
okay, can we go out
pay
and
like 100
buy
credits and buy
just
printering? Sure.
300
Like,
credits?
It's not proper ink, but it works.
300 credits, yeah.
100 credits.
That's okay. We can afford
That's
that.
good. Alright, get a picture, put it in there. I like that last one that you edited. I think that works. What do you think, Miles? Is that good to your Oh, it's okay. Cool.
It's in good taste. It
Uh,
gives a little bit of razzle dazzle to the message.
I like the word allude because it sounds
Alludes?
mysterious. Yes.
It reels him in.
As if the mysticality is alive and a being that hides from us actively. Hopefully that catches his attention. If not, I will shoot him. I won't. I'll make a picture of. Hey, since we're on that topic, how
Take your
about
pants
we
down.
all? Okay, I'm gonna transform my hand into the camera, and I will.
you don't know that you can
get-
like literally you just want to hand the camera and then like your hand becomes a like telescoping pole and just like go. Like a
Selfie stick.
Yes.
How about we make a nice picture of the crew that we can put on this ship?
That's not a bad idea.
Perfect. Yeah, let's do that.
Is Watanabe around?
Technically, Lance is
Saving him.
rescuing him from the BDSM dungeon. There's quite an adventure going on right now. Actually, it's not open. Oh, it's over. Lance and Watanabe just like appear at this moment in the ship.
Hey Watanabe, can you go buy us some food? I want to take a picture of the crew with us. No. I'm kidding. I'm taking it into the picture as well. I can make another one later if he dies. Yeah, I wanna make a nice, good picture. I will force Lance to stand next to Watanabe. No,
And we can't forget our new crew member, something who
Alt.
works with you in engineering.
Right now, Watanabe is dressed like this.
Does he look as good as that?
Oh, Watanabe, you will get into the picture exactly like that. I will go get Osk and take a nice selfie of the group, and I will do bunny ears behind my Miles.
And like you're on one side, Miles on the other side, just like telescope pole with another hand by the ears. Alright, yeah, sure. You do that. Do me work dexterity skill check.
Work dexterity. Oh,
Because being a photographer is a respectable job that is worth paying for.
Yep.
With more than exposure.
That's
wonderful,
minus.
That's wow. That's
Yeah,
really
you do a good angle. You make sure like the selfie stick remains out of. Right.
We all do duck face.
You'll do duck face. You do bunny ears. But it goes like you feel there's like this connection as the camera goes off, and you feel this like slight tickling sensation as photograph like slowly slides out between your butt cheeks.
All right, and after that, I will make a good picture of Dalo as well.
Oh no, we're out of ink.
One picture?
Oh my god.
Fucker, this is a fucking scam.
Throw buddy out. We gotta get a new one. Throw buddy out.
No. Wait. This is a scam. I will check the pigment batteries and want to find out if there's actually still pigment in there, because from my experience, there's always still ink left.
Bobby, I assure you would like to open the compartment and check it yourself. This will validate the warranty.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, like, do not worry. I was just jesting. I have sufficient amount of ink left. And like the indicators in your head go like back.
You motherfucker. That was
If you joke at me too much, I may learn to joke at you.
Okay, that was ominous.
This hurts because I got a printer and I asked for a laser printer, and I deal with this problem quite frequently. Fuck.
My
Otherwise,
printer, I bought a printer like start of university. It ran out of ink by the end of university, and I never used it since. I only use the scanner part. Right.
Right.
Yeah, photo. You do both photo.
Send
You
that thing up.
enclose the letter. Let's say because it's late by now, you spend the night, I assume, on the ship. Meet up with Ronya somewhere next day, like finalize your paperwork, hand her over the letter, and she tells you, well,
In a shopping list.
shopping list, which you will need to give me eventually.
And didn't she say about something like recommending some gear if she sees that like we're missing some?
No, because if you are immune to like environment, to food, to
Immune to
sleeping
food.
in the jungle, no, suffer. I want you to make me a
Okay.
shopping list.
Okay, I'll make a shopping list.
I mean, again, we can wait until you talk to Elono to figure out what you need, but and yeah, you basically like have some free time to walk around and explore before you hopefully get a response. If you want to do that, do that. If you don't want to do it, we can time.
Do what? Explore?
Time skip
Yes.
to what? Time skip to what? The letters being
Till
waiting
you
for the letter?
may be getting a response.
Oh, okay.
Also,
The only thing I would like to explore is how do women pick up men?
which women? Mortal women or risen women?
No, mortal risen don't need to do anything. Yeah,
Hey,
mortal women pick
beauty,
up
hanging
mortal.
low over there.
Yeah, do they like dog call or what's the equivalent of?
nice dick shadow there.
Does that bulge reach all the way down?
Oh my god.
Fuck.
Yeah, puts you on the spot.
Are you
Fuck, my players are interested in my
observing?
culture.
Are you trying to like be a bait?
I'll observe. I'm not. I'm not a bait. I'm observing.
Roll me a notice, a wisdom check.
Oh shit! I'm good with this. I'm rolling pretty good for noticing shit.
So you're like, hey, I'm gonna go and creep around and look at people flirting. And after about an hour walking around, you find out that, well, in this part of town, women pick up men the same way they do everywhere. Because this part of town is where normal people live.
No, but in the resident, I guess, part of town.
In the resident part of town, women don't pick up men because there's a woman walking down the street and like 4 leather-bound men walking behind her carrying her baggage.
Okay. Like, are there no are there no like bars where like single men try to seduce women? I don't know how it works.
So you get born sadly as a boy, and then when you grow old enough, your parents find a nice lady for you which wants a boy toy, and you get married off of her, and you do everything she tells you to do, and maybe you get some food in return.
Okay.
So there's multiple marriages that are arranged and is somewhat sadly like maybe I'm unknowledgeable, but Indian culture, is it kind of like that?
Yeah, but reverse.
Yeah.
Basically,
Okay.
Well, more like
Okay.
even like Indian, and I mean the type of culture is very different, but like Middle Eastern, ancient-ish Middle Eastern, but not too ancient, like not civilized ancient. They're uncivilized ancient.
Okay.
Interesting. Well, while Miles is out probing around for, his curiosity. Do you guys have any ideas of something we could? Anything you want to do? One of the pastimes in this place? Is there a pastime?
I feel like anything going outside it just increases the risk that something weird is happening to us.
Mm-hmm.
And drinking, fighting, gambling, shopping, gambling,
Okay.
drinking,
Mm-hmm.
fighting.
Gambling. Time skip, go!
Well, yeah, let's time skip. Maybe we'll gamble someday. Let's time skip.
And go lizard races or whatever. Did not tell Lance that some of those lizards are large enough to ride. Anyway, well, he knows. Fuck. Well, maybe he's not interested. Time skip. How do I want to do this? You know what? Let's take a break. Because we're getting kind of close to that period and...
Yeah, I can give you a moment.
All right.
Sure.
All right.
Be back.
we're back. Right. So, you have sent a letter to Elono, hopefully waiting to get a response, and you don't get anything the same day you send a letter, so that day passes. And the day after, which will be 27th of November, you are, I assume, chilling at your ship.
Yeah.
Sure.
What are you eating all these days?
What's the local
muted.
cuisine like?
I would try out my spell before I try it on the others. Like, not eat and drink for like 1 or 2 days.
Okay. So you're eating local cuisine.
I guess.
Every eating local cuisine makes me physical saving throw.
Well, I was shopping the anti-allergens.
Including Watanabe and Now's good.
You know what they say about old man's poop, right? It smells heavy.
Hmm.
Oh
I'm
my
shitting
god!
on-
Come on, guys!
I think I might use the roll 20 for this. Easier. Oh,
Can't believe all's fine. All's good with him.
I've got to roll with dice.
I mean...
Yeah, named him as such.
You don't need to switch the camera. We believe you'll fail.
Loaded
Hey, I
dice.
needed to be a 9, I got 10, so success. I didn't shit myself.
Okay. That's not the problem. Those who have failed basically get some like skin rash, light exam on your cheek.
What the fuck they put here in the food?
No. Basically, I get like slightly itchy. All good is fine. I'm like a champ,
Mm-hmm.
as is Dalo.
Well, what is it?
Hmm?
Well, what is the food?
Just local food, vegetables, meats, fruits, other fruits.
Not
No,
something
we don't
exotic
know.
we haven't seen before, right?
Well, I mean, the fruits are spiky and colored by the rainbow, but
Okay.
Okay.
oh, the meat is also
So we don't-
spiky and usually colored like rainbow. Well, at least the skin on the outside.
Weird. Right. I guess we don't know. No one else is like this. We'll accumulate. Acclimate.
Yeah. Any case, you are like comparing rashes, itching, scratching each other's backs. When a little bit of a commotion outside of your ship, and insistent knocking on your loading bay door.
I look through the camera. People? Do we have something like that?
I believe you have installed them at some point. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You see like I bet you see the most like I won't be able to pronounce this without you guys mishearing what I'm saying. I'm talking about like undead whites, like white, VIGHT, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like so,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
most like whitest, the most whitest white, with like this long, like reedy white hair, like messy, accompanied by like half a dozen of those marching in unison breastplate skeleton guard who has kind of like on your bay door.
So there's a fucking army of skeletons right behind that?
I wouldn't call it an army.
A
I would call
battalion?
that like 18 seconds of Bobby's attention. Yes.
Okay. Who is this?
I'll open up.
Oh wait, you ask first who it is. Stranger danger.
We ask the questions here. This is the fable.
Indeed.
And we are searching for Miles R, the captain of the fable.
Speaking.
Exit the vehicle and proceed with us.
I open the door.
Huh?
Oh,
it's more like.
Okay. She is undead, right?
He is undead, yes.
He is undead. Okay.
They all are. Even the skeletons.
Is this about a meeting with Mr. Young, perhaps?
Silence, girl! You do not ask questions, you merely follow. Where is your crewmate? Dalugul!
I'll call upon him. And I'll...
I'm cowering behind the door, going. "Ugh." Okay. What you?
Do you
want
like
me
try to
not let me
leave?
speak? Me?
What?
No, no.
Miles, do you like try to
Oh,
walk
Miles
away?
leaves. Yeah.
Oh no, I say I can call upon him if you want me to.
Do so.
Okay. And then I go and call upon him. Go
Halt!
inside. Okay.
You shall remain in place and holler for your crewmate.
Alright. Oh, Dalu!
I start walking
I,
immediately.
I cast Discord on them.
Yo, I'm this close. I'm this close of being battered to fucking hell with my mouth. Oh my god. Okay.
I walk up to what the. I mean, I'll walk in front of Miles to sort of be the one addressed, and I'll say, "I am Dalu, yes."
You are Dalugul.
Yes, that is correct.
You shall follow me. I master seek to communicate with you.
Can I bring my crew with me?
That is allowed.
Is your master
No
Ilanu?
tomfoolery shall be tolerated.
Oh, I can get behind that. I understand. Is your master...
No! You shall walk in front of me. Dalagul.
Okay.
I'm having this image of like the annoying kid in kindergarten that needs everything to be exactly like he wants.
Now! March!
I'll look back to everybody for confirmation, and I'll
Yeah,
start going
well-
like, "You coming? You coming?"
Yeah, I'll stop walking.
Crew, march forward!
Left, right, left.
So you march through the streets of the city. There are 6 skeletons around you, indeed, marching in unison, making this quite a amusing image. But you are brought to the toll gates into the pretty place, and after a short inspection by the guards of this white's documentation, almost like a gilded medallion that he displays in front of them, like after taking it out of his breastplate, you are allowed through. And just imagine like you were walking like on cobblestone, and then like imagine like in real life you set foot on like freshly laid smoothest asphalt. It's different in its texture. As like the streets are like immediately just double in width, and you're like, are those like marble? What does it call them? Like, you know, like those stones that separate like the road from the pathway.
Road aisles.
I know, like those giant
What?
asphalt, not asphalt, like cement blocks that like separate.
Oh, a billiard. No, not a billiard. What? Does we have a word for it here too?
Most likely, but your roadside. Curbstones! Yes! Curbstones! Curbstones.
Sounds the bootleg version of Hearthstone.
Yes. And like the house immediately go from like, you know, those 1, 2, 3-story rickety wooden buildings to like stone constructions like mansions and first, and you like see like temples and palaces in the distance with, okay, that's not gold, that's like polished bronze for the roof, but still like the shiny roofs, and like more like small groups of other skeletons, brass breastplates like marching around the city, around the street. You continue being escorted down this road, and at some point pass by like a fairly tall arisen lady in like a wide brimmed hat, being escorted by like half a dozen of maidens or whatever, who just kind of like curiously like gives you like a high up look and like turns her nose away and just like continues on her path. You are not led very deeply into the Bat district, or you get a feeling that, well, Sardino alone is human, so there's no chance we're getting into any of those palaces in the district. But you are brought to one of the like decent, like good, solid 2-story stone mansion. Not looking like incredibly expensive, but like still a good cottage house. Which point the white kind of like presents his medallions once again in front of the skeleton's yard. The front doors, they just like step aside. The white opens the door. Goes, enter into my master's abode.
Thank you.
Yes. Thanks for the escort. Okay, we go in. He's just standing there.
I go in.
Yeah, we go. Yeah, we're in.
You go in. The interior is kind of like dimmed. You see that the curtains are slightly covered with gauze and so on, but there's like a pleasant breeze going through the building, and you see like arcane devices installed like in the corners that improve air circulation. And you're like, you're walking down the street and you're like, oh fuck, it's like plus 22, which is acceptable. It's November, but sure. But the humidity is just like, and then you go into the building and it's both like cooler, and you can like, oh, we can breathe this air without drowning. That's very nice. But there is an underlying like smell of not quite like kind of like smells like a little bit like our ship's med bay. But like not medicine, but more like disinfectant and yeah,
Bunnies?
like disinfectant. Yes.
No,
Rabbits,
like
no,
disinfectant
not
and
It's like
bunnies.
bunnies.
No. The interior is also like fairly well furnished. Like it's covered in this pretty like nice reddish wood panels with very interesting and unusual pattern on them. There are shelves containing various like trinkets, beast skulls, like taxidermist, not taxidermite bodies of like lizards and small mammals. And you're like, oh, hey, that's a cute squirrel. And then like you go around and you see its face, and you're like, oh, jeez, that looks like poisonous cheese. That's a lot of cheese. And you're like, oh, that wasn't a pretty tail. That's a pure stinger. Nice, wonderful, lovely. Welcome to Australia, gentlemen. And you kind of, but you don't see like anyone dead inside, and you like hear like some light shuffling footsteps from inside of the house, and as the door behind you closes, you kind of stop and go, did you bring them? Able crew and name Miles? No? Did that? Oh god, stupid internet. And you hear I don't know how to describe the sound, but you know those curtains indoors, like made of beads, basically, like of wooden beads, like sound of that getting put aside, and gentleman matching the image of Alona that you've seen in dossier, but kind of like bad hair, slightly like scruffy cheeks, like he hasn't shaved yet, like a bit of like dark spots under his eyes, walks out. And it's kind of like not quite completely in a robe. It's more like a robe over like casual clothes. But he has got like a cup in his hand and his hand, and he's like,
Greetings.
oh, you didn't lie. He does look like me. Okay. And goes back through the curtain.
We'll come over.
You enter just a sized but definitely like one person lives here kind of kitchen. There is a table which he can actually like to sit down, and puts a couple more cups on the table and starts like pouring some kind of like hot sub version of Chernobog drink. Right. Guess I should have woken up a bit earlier.
What time is it?
It's like about 11.
Okay.
Good. Well, technically still morning. Good day, greetings. Name's Elono, though apparently you are aware of me. I assume that gentleman who is slightly less albino, splitting image of myself is Mr. Gull.
That's correct, yeah.
And
Nice to meet you.
nice to meet you as well.
My name's Bobby.
Charmed?
Captain Miles.
Ah. Captain Miles. Captain R. Miles.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like a middle name or a first name?
Which one?
R.
It's Celestine.
Oh. Um. And the robed figure, Mr. Dwarf, Master Dwarf.
I ain't robed. I don't know what you're talking about. Name's Yargren. Pleasure to meet you.
And pleasure to meet you as well, Master Dwarf.
This here's Lance. He doesn't talk much.
Sure.
He's a
it's
good
the
fella.
Sure. Right. Walks over to the kitchen sink, washes his hands. May I? Walks up to Dalo.
Like he's towards my face.
Yeah.
A bit of hesitation, and then he goes, "Sure."
And he can like takes you like by the jaws and kind of like checks like all here basically.
If it's a mask.
Interesting. Very interesting. Well, definitely
Okay.
not clones. At least not made of the same pattern. Also, human, right? At least checks your ears. Right, human.
You're knowledgeable of cloning, are you?
I have heard of such wizardry, yes, though I am not a sorcerer or wizard myself.
Okay. Oh well.
Like takes out
have
like
you
a device and goes,
What are you doing?
Scanning for magic.
Is it the same as Windows device to check vitals and stuff?
No, just some kind of. Honestly, it was gonna look like a stick with a crystal on it, but whatever. I grabbed whatever was in my hands.
Did you detect anything? As far as I'm aware, there is somewhat latent effects.
Oh, I was checking for something more mundane, like this guy's self, or
I see.
Or whatever Master Dwarf over there is doing.
That's
I'm
none of
gonna
your
show you there's
goddamn
no
business.
trickery here.
Just making sure, it's good to observe, but you need to. Right. So, what brings you here?
Well, me and you, and these are my very great, I will say, stewards who have decided to, out of goodwill, help me. And I'm trying to see what this is. I think you may understand. What? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
I didn't know what. Okay.
This.
I thought you meant like. Oh, yeah. I think you might see with some talk that it's a bit more than just looks, and maybe you're not related into any of this. Maybe you are.
Well, I certainly have met a disadvantage because apparently you are aware of me. I'm not aware of you.
Are you perhaps aware of others that look somewhat the same as you?
There are others?
I will go into
Inside
my
check.
bag.
I wanna
sure.
find out
Yeah,
if-
good idea.
Oh, this is getting exciting.
We all four wanted
you have
to
them?
mess around with Dalu.
Do you have them with you? Are they on your ship, perhaps?
There is no one with us.
He seems genuinely extremely happy, excited to hear it. Oh, you did not bring them. Have you not
There
found them?
are.
Well,
I will share with you some of this information, but in time. But here, these are the pictures, and I'll just show the pictures. I won't give them the documents, and I'll show Cronu on top of the rest, and say, this is the only one person that I've met so far, and you are the second, and I've been traveling to meet you. They don't travel with us, no. But
Well,
there
that's a
are
disappointment.
others.
He can like check the photographs for magic. Well, this certainly. Okay, that
I
wouldn't
think
work with this.
I'd like to see your reaction to the importance, the important parts of this, which are 3 years ago, I woke, and I'll put in a couple of details of going to the plane of air. It involved this family and so on. And then I'll just say that I started getting visions from, which led me onto this path of another person who seemingly led the same life as me, and seemingly did a project to do a goal that I had, and it involved, well, making dreams. It involved trying to make oneself be able to dream. I am in the suspicion that I'm related to such a project, and I might have been created and not born. And
would you
there's
say
a
that
possibility
you
are one
have
of.
a strong subconscious drive to discover your purpose?
That is not subconscious, don't worry. I've dwelled on this, and I am obsessed.
Committed.
Yes.
Do you have feelings of anxiety if you are derailed from your quest? Wrongness?
I want to know who I am. So I suppose to know I'm not going to do it, yes.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
Why do you ask?
Well, there is a place I want to go on this island. And I do not believe I want to go there because I want to go there, you know?
Oh, here we go.
Right.
It is desired that I end there. And I am under assumption that both yours and mine memories are not manipulated, but perhaps fabricated. I find them to be inconsistent if you go into details.
This is huge, because this person Kronu exhibited signs, without going into detail, that are exactly what you say.
Of modified memories.
Yeah, if you want to do yourself a favor, maybe you record this conversation somehow.
Oh, do not worry, I have long gotten over the symptoms. It took me some heavy medication and specific cocktail, but I have found myself capable of enduring the episodes without losing control of myself. It was quite a heavy accident, honestly. I think I got lucky considering what purpose has been set in front of me.
And okay, well, if you know of this, you're aware of it, you're dealing with it mentally, you can control it. Do you know how this came about? This theory? Do you know this theory of modified memories? Do you know how
No,
it happened?
absolutely not. That is the problem. I know I need to go there. I know it's not a geisha or something. Geisha. Kinda like that. I have a feeling that until I get there, I will get no answers. So my only hope is that when I get there, my purpose will not be complete. I will still exist to observe and make observations on what happens next.
Couldn't this be perhaps some influence from Arisen They are known to have such
Oh no,
abilities.
that would have very obvious magical traits. As I've said, our memories are not, well, I cannot vouch for you, I haven't tested you. My memories are not modified. There is no trace of enchantments or any such kind on my mind.
So you remember what happened 3 years ago when you were at PX5?
8 years ago, and no, I have a subset of no childhood memories, school, middle school, university.
8 years ago, you were age what? 18?
Well, based on the information you're sharing, I assume I was age 0.
Wait,
But
you're.
physically I should
Are
have
you saying that
been.
you? Okay, can I just can do you? May sound of a weird question, but well, given what we talked about, no. Can you bleed?
Yes. Do you not?
Well, that's what these are one of the main factors. I believe something
Kind
is
of
very much
pokes
about. I
around in
don't.
his robe, like takes out like a small, like needle-like tool, like pokes his finger.
You're the closest person other than this man Kronu, and you're aware of all of this more so than I am, even. But you bleed.
Yeah, man.
I don't. I'll show you.
Oh,
I don't.
he takes the tool again, like disinfects it, passes it over to
Yeah.
you. Please do.
I'll
That
prick
is
my finger.
fascinating.
I'll prick my finger heavily and
He
show.
kind of like tries to take your hand.
Yeah, I let him.
He kind of like looks at it, like massages your finger a little bit. Hmm. Hmm.
Well, this was one of the main things that made me believe that.
You are currently expunging some sort of substance. It is supposed to
Ew.
be transparent and gaseous in shape.
Ew, yuck. Can I feel that? Is there actually a tiny?
You don't really
Yeah.
feel it, no. I mean, you know, like if you had like a larger wound, you would eventually start getting weaker, like all people who are supposed to have blood, but like again, like visually you see nothing.
How are you seeing this?
Oh, this
What,
is a
you just-
magnifying device.
Oh, I see. Well, I don't know what that is. All I know is that it's not blood, which made me know it's physical. There's
Takes
more
out a piece of.
evidence to this.
Where is this place you mentioned that you so long to go and visit?
Oh, deep in the Lamian jungles. A headhunter's jungle. Close to the mark of the old ones.
And why have you not gone yet? If I may ask.
I have gone, I haven't reached it. How long have you been on Lamia?
3 days?
Nothing, no time at all.
But I assume you have heard of some dangers that lurk in the jungles.
Indeed.
Yep.
Oh, well, as a trusted biotransmitologist of her ladyship, I am familiar of a large extensive list of creatures that live in the jungles. And while most of them are navigatable, the area which I seek is rather more dangerous than the rest. The lizard men have their patrols nearby, then there is the hunting grounds of the scaled tyrant. It's like a large lizard-thing creature, very dangerous. And then the facility I intend to pursue, which I do believe to have the remain of this island even before the lizard people have created their civilization. It I believe to be of Slavic origin. currently seems to be the nesting grounds of a creature locally known as the Shrike.
Are you talking about the Golden Spire?
Oh, why, yes.
And you believe the Shrike dwells there?
I have examined men who assured me of that.
Right. So you would say you haven't, that you still wish to go to this place, but you do not because it's dangerous. Just that's the main reason.
I do. My expeditions have merely failed.
I see.
It is, however, interesting. The effect that an encounter with the Shrike had on the minds of the men who have returned might be similar to the method by which our memories have been fabricated.
I've never been around such a creature.
That you know of.
Haven't they died, the men that came
Okay.
back?
Eventually, yes, in horrible pain, in nightmares.
But no, not from physical conditions?
Oh, no. Most of them had how to explain this in words you'd understand. The blood vessels in their head have ruptured from stress,
Oh.
leading to rather painful deaths.
Ouch.
Dan, can you put on the zones for the map? Uh-huh.
Am I correct in saying that on top of you just being unable to do what you wish due to the danger, and your failed expeditions, were you in saying a minute ago that you're uncertain of going because you feel that the desire to go to this place isn't real, or that you won't have much after you go? Is that what you said?
The desire is real as far as anyone's desires are real. What I worry about is if my purpose is to reach the destination and perhaps perform a task in there, I might expire after the task is complete.
Why would you think you would just die if unless you have some? This is the reason of my vigor in saying this is I am very much concerned about this. The same for me, but you don't show any physical symptoms. You're talking about the Shrike and this strange creature influence your memory. It may be circumstance.
Possibly.
I don't know how we're related. It's the closest person so far, but there's some deniability here. Why would you worry about expiring after you do something you want?
Because I would like to continue existing and observe the consequences of me reaching that place.
But what makes you think that you would die just going to some place?
It is a theory. I never said that's a guaranteed outcome.
I see.
It is merely a logical conclusion to a fate of a tool that could have been implanted into myself and you as well.
Yeah, I see. You must really think that these desires are implanted, as you said. There must be no, part of you that thinks it's otherwise.
Well, I personally am quite excited about the prospects of reaching such a place. The amount of knowledge and information I could gain from it is tremendous. But who is to say that my personality and my desire for knowledge is not artificial itself? You have to be very careful analyzing your thoughts when they have to deal with manipulation or fabrication. Is that your thoughts or what you are merely led to believe? That is why this is so exciting. If your goal is not to reach this specific place, then perhaps by cooperating you could help me achieve my goal without putting myself into
At risk of
danger
perishing.
of being
Or killed.
discarded.
This kind of rings a bell, though. I think Chrono had the same kind of desire to. Well, he researches the Volos ruins, and he had a very strong desire to.
And what might he have been researching in there?
Well, there's ancient precursor. That's how we say it. Slavic. Sorry.
Yeah.
Ancient Slavic tech that he sought to discover.
There is your connection.
But he did survive the encounter. He did.
He did. That is good news. Why have not you told me earlier?
Well, I just made the connection now.
We don't know how
What has
true
this-
all of this is to each of us. It may not be
You
connected.
are claiming that this Chrono who does bleed,
Indeed.
Same as
which
yourself,
makes you potentially a different type of us than me and Chrono, have succeeded in securing the object of his desire. What has happened to him after that? What has he done with it?
Well, the latest news with him is that I believe the Academy has apprehended him after he wasn't quite himself and tried to reach Sector PX565.
I've mentioned it Star Chart before.
It's important to
Oh,
know
that is a no island zone in the north of the sector, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Close to
many space stations.
Stardalade and this Monlaw. But if it had the Slavic ruin as well. Though. No. There was definitely people looking for one. Anyway, so his desires have brought him to that location after he has obtained what again? You haven't mentioned what he obtained.
Well, look, I think
That
it's
is
important that
We don't exactly
He-
know what he obtained. I think we were surprisingly disrupted by. Well, we don't actually know who, but armed men seized the place.
Oh, how dreadful.
Mhm.
But you're saying you have not seen this object? Have not been informed of its nature by
It's
Chrono?
we've been. Okay, correct me,
Look,
guys,
I
if I'm
think
wrong.
I don't. I think that the item. We're not sure what it is, but I think it's important that he had a desire. Yes, you're correct, and he got it. That's all that matters there. I think it's important to add that he had a person that he was in contact with, which gave him this goal. A woman, from the elves, the Sun Elves. I can't remember the name of the area, but the region. But he was in contact with the elves, and I believe I'll start going through these documents. There should be I think there's a name there actually that he was
Ilanis
out of the game.
Fairhow?
He can tries to
Yeah.
nonchalantly set it up and look in his documents as well.
Yeah, was it Lamis? What was it?
Ilanis Firehal.
So Alanis. This man Cronin mentioned when we were talking to him about a change in himself when around the date he talked to this person, and then he started to do this goal, and then in further recollection into why he did this goal, it was almost as if something clicked in his head, some strange device, and then made him forget everything he had just said in the last 5 minutes.
Why, as a memory fabrication, an attempt to
That-
go against the purpose of
Something.
our mine and his existence leads to realignment of one's thoughts to drag them towards the purpose of our existence. Yes.
Okay, well, that's freaky. But in any case, it could be the case that you're wondering what happens after. I thought he was given this by someone, and that someone was this Alanis. That was my theory.
Like, are you allowing him to look into the papers, or are you like hiding them from him?
I said that much. I'll show just that document.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, I think it doesn't say out of game. I didn't mean to interrupt you too much, but I didn't feel. I don't feel comfortable telling him about this spirit. I don't know. He seems very
Alright.
eager. I don't know. I'm getting a bad vibe.
Are you hiding the paper from him or not? That's the
No,
question.
no. I'm showing the paper.
Okay,
It doesn't
yeah.
mention the spirit. I think.
Yeah, he
Well, I'll show him
looks
that
at it. Are you certain that this person has driven them towards this goal?
It was just a theory about maybe why
Because
he
this is
was the way he was.
his modus operandi is very familiar to mine. Appear in this sector, travel to a region, get yourself into the good graces of a local ruler, Marchioness Arenbach in my case, and then using the influence of said ruler, continue research or whatever he was doing that brings you closer to the goal. As far as I can tell
Pattern
from this
emerges.
document, San Firahel was merely a means to an end for him.
Same as yours.
You say that you are not aware of the nature of the object he has found. But it says here about a bound greater spirit.
Oh,
Was it
yeah,
perhaps
now I
what
remember.
he has found?
But it's not exactly. That's what I was trying to say. It's not exactly an object. And correct my memory if I'm wrong, but we've entered this chamber, and it kind of connected our minds into it, and we weren't in our physical bodies, but we had to go through a certain amount of tests before we won it over. It's very complicated and frankly just blows my mind away, but it's not an object per se.
An object containing a spirit. Not like a genie lamp, but...
Well, was it the place itself? But yes. It's an object the same as like this house is an object.
So if these spirits were bound to at least one Slavic facility, and I'm currently in pursuit of a second one, which is also guarded by some kind of mysterious creature, which might itself be a spirit.
I have a working theory, and I don't know how out there it is or if this has been mentioned before, but what if these... So what we know about... Oh, shit, I don't know if I'm gonna say something that I'm not supposed to say. I don't know. Okay. What if the Slavic spirits... Is he poking at me?
Yeah, he like, it's like he noticed you for the first time, he's like walked up and like, he's listening to you, but he's like was like a pen
Yeah.
kind of like pokes at him metal bits. Can I feel that?
What? Yeah, kinda.
Oh, fascinating. Continue,
It
please.
creates like a ripple, like a vibration that I feel. What if? So we know that my assumption is that every one of you might be connected to at least a single Slavic ruin or place. You have been driven here, where we have a ruin somewhere in the jungle. What if you have all been created by these spirits? What if you have been created as a host body to take that spirit and let it roam the world? What if they have been bound to those places and they created the body so that they can leave it?
I would dare
I don't know
say
how.
that a single example is too little of a, you know,
But
Sample size?
sample size. But
that would mean that if you went to your place, there would be a spirit there.
that is possible.
If that was true.
Do you have any information about the changes in behavior for this Chrono after he has obtained the spirit? In other words, is Chrono currently traveling towards PX, or is the spirit wearing Chrono traveling towards PX?
He could not say. Though the Academy does say that he was not himself.
Well, then we should ensure that we isolate whatever we find in this ruin from myself and its nature.
You're very self-critical. Which is good. It means you're careful.
Well, this is if we're going to this ruin with you. Do you think that this is the best course of action? This is your on this whole idea about if you're saying what we are, you think the next course is to go to this ruin, we help you.
Well,
You want to see what happens to you afterwards.
it is quite interesting that you. I do not want this to sound very rude, but lack of bleeding does imply that you are something not quite human, which either means that you were made for a different purpose, or you are an imperfect example of me and Chrono. Considering that you are not tied to a specific goal, what I mean to say.
Can I raise a different theory?
Yes.
What if you bleed, right? Your memory goes back 8 years. His goes back 3
No,
years.
my memory goes 260 years. I just believe that most of that is fabricated.
That's the same as myself.
Oh, okay.
My experience is about 3, and I've got.
So, okay. So both of your memories have that 3 years thing back, right?
Well,
am I
depends.
Versus 8.
Hmm?
This you say? I think he said 8. So his
My
8
memory
was
has no
3.
such thing. It is. The document implies that 8 years ago was a passing moment for me, a moment of my creation, or whatever it was. Imprinting, perhaps. I mean, it is quite possible that my original memories are somebody else's, perhaps a
That was my
sample
theory.
of a being who had lived a long time ago and was plucked from a Slavic repository to be implanted into.
Okay, this is just too. Who is this creator person? This
It
is
have to
just.
be a person. It could
This
be a
is just
spirit.
we're
It could
created
be-
for a purpose. All these desires that tied to a ruin. Maybe I'm some freakish.
Dalu,
I'm
you
supposed
seem
to
be
go around and
overwhelmed.
help you do it.
Dalu,
Who is this we and who is this
Here.
person that you keep talking about created?
please imbibe this pill. You're hyperventilating.
I don't need drugs.
Oh, men and their
What is this?
overreactions.
Well,
What is this?
your loss.
I believe it's called God. or magic. But I have
have heard claim that any technology sufficiently advanced is indistinguishable from magic.
Mhm.
And that is how the sort of technology appears to most of us.
Do you recall, perhaps, from the event, a time where you bled beforehand?
Let me repeat myself. I have memories of myself as a little baby.
No, not those. After the event of your
Bubba.
creation, so to speak, in that theory, have you bled since, like, close to the event afterwards? Because you say currently that Dalu's currently exterminating a sort of substance, but beforehand he hasn't exterminated none whatsoever.
Are you
Perhaps,
certain of that?
well, yes, I think Dalu's cut himself really bad and he's got shot multiple times and hasn't bled.
I trust Winnow with everything on medical matters.
Yeah,
Shit.
but if Winnell was here, he could tell some
Will
more.
make me medical heal check if you want.
But
Really?
I forgot your dwarven name.
However, his
Say,
assistant here might.
Corin. Shit. Yargren. I forgot to say Yargren.
Now that he mentions it, when you were inspecting Dalu being cut, like poked with a needle, your bioscanner, whatever, did display an elevated amount of one of the gases that comprises breathable air.
Oxygen? Is that
No.
okay? So first it was
Nitrogen?
air.
Yeah, I think it was nitrogen. Yeah, I wrote it down.
Did I
So-
actually tell you that it was nitrogen?
Yes.
I mean, it's 70%
I
of
wrote
our
it down.
atmosphere. So perhaps you're getting more human as time passes. So he's been 8 years, you're 3 years. Perhaps in 5 years you're totally human, just like he is. Or, and here's a different question first: do you dream, Mr. Young?
I do remember having dreams, though admittedly my mind is not the best example of a healthy dream. I do tend to pull all-nighters a little bit. I also should
Interesting.
ease on the drink, but if we are to have the conversation, I must proceed. Anyway, so if we proceed with the series that you are a malfunctioning or perhaps incomplete budding
Great.
thief's creation, you do not appear to be as bound to a No, perhaps your obsession is not a location, but the rest of us.
What if the goal is unification of the
Four horsemen.
Oh.
What if you're all part of like a key to some place?
But there is only one way to test it.
Kill and solve each individual's problems.
Well, at the very least, if I were to reach my goal and have a change in my behavior, which would drive me towards the PX system, that would give us 2 out of 5 samples being driven to the same location. Which could be a subsequent step in this quest in our heads.
This expedition takes us into Blood Orange territory. I assume you'll be joining us and helping us survive along the way, since you're more experienced in the jungles and we haven't stepped foot there yet.
I have to admit, I am more of a scientist than a hunter. My knowledge is extensive, but practical as well, but not martial. In other words, during my expedition, I tend to surround myself by large amounts of highly experienced martial people, adventurers, hired muscle.
Mhm.
Well, that's where we come in.
Oh, well, to be fair, I have been assuming you're going. I guess based on your gung-ho, we can do this attitude. Well, I have been preparing another team on behalf of my master. But I suppose it doesn't hurt to have backup.
Who is your master?
Tepesh, Master Cruz Tepesh.
Tepesh. He's in Arisen.
Oh,
Yes?
indeed, he is one of the ancient ones.
Ancient ones.
Well, I am not aware of his exact age, but I believe it is at the very least older than His Imperial Majesty, though by how much I am not sure. Which does technically
That
make
is-
him an old one.
That is very interesting. Is he here on Lamia?
He is, and technically he's, well, he's not of Lamian nobility. He's more of His Majesty's advisor sent to Lamia, which explains his current existence in this female-dominated society as a male arisen, but his powers are more ambassadorial rather than strong authoritative. He is entitled to his own crew in the hunt, but, for example, if you were to get in danger, he would be hardly capable of countermanding any of the local nobility's desire to do whatever they wish to do with you.
Interesting. So would we have to go through Tepesh in order to accompany you on your expedition, or could we just be admitted by your own word?
Master Tepesh allows the selection of hunting crew to myself. He is personally not quite interested in these hunts and knows how much this means for me, so really he's doing me a big favor by just letting me use these hunts as an opportunity to send more hunting groups jungle, yes.
Do the mistresses
would
have
be interesting to introduce you to him, and if you desire to meet him, that could be arranged.
I've been thinking, do the mistresses have a do they patron a group?
Not all of them, but those of sufficient wealth and position, yes.
No, the how do you say it? The headmistress. Just a moment. Let me remember the name.
The Marchioness?
Yes, her and her. Part of the sisterhood. Do the sisterhood patron groups for the hunt?
The sisterhood is a collective name for the female arisen nobility of Lamia.
Oh, right.
The Marchioness, however, abstains from sending her own groups, for as a queen, it is on her to reward, not to prove herself.
So
Simply that would be unfair.
So would Famke Leiben, I can't pronounce her name right. Lebrant, perhaps, patron?
I do not believe that Mr. Sleibrand is in Lamia at the moment, though I am unaware of the details of her mission. Oh, I have to admit, I do not dive deeply into the politics of this place. I am more interested in the, scientific side of Lamia. The melding of the natural and unnatural, the evolved creatures and the engineered ones. By the way, one moment. Walks towards the cupboard and starts rummaging through it and takes out a small paper bag. I cannot help but have noticed some of the rashes. You seem to be getting allergies to the local fruits. They are rather unique in composition. You should consume the supplements for your stay. They will adapt your body to process the specific enzymes within local flora and fauna.
Oh, thank you.
Also, an advice if you're heading to the jungle to bring well-cooked rations. Or cook local fauna well done.
Is he? Can I inside check him if he's?
Yeah, go for it. Otherwise, you might get a strong rejection to. This food.
Well, thank you.
I mean, it makes sense. You have no idea. Makes sense, but you have no idea if he's lying or not.
Is this the only Slavic ruin on Lamia?
I do not know. I mean, it is logical to presume that there must be other facilities.
But you do not
Outposts,
know about them.
perhaps? I have not been invested in locating them. And frankly, Lamia is a complicated place to look for things. Especially old ones.
Indeed.
Perhaps in the Lisbon settlements, I have reasons to believe that they might have constructed their temples around remains of Slavic artifacts or magical baubles. It is not uncommon for a backward, almost barbaric, natives to treat an artifact of a more advanced civilization as a holy relic of some kind, to misunderstand its workings and nature, and assign perhaps divine purpose to it. But it is just a theory.
Have you been to? And I kind of look at the map. Have you been to perhaps the Tower of Visions or Temple of Skulls?
Those are lizardmen temples, I believe.
Not Slavic ones.
Not as far as I'm aware.
All right.
The reason, or more like the hunters, tend to avoid a confrontation with the lizardmen.
Well, that's actually some good news. There's only one place to look for, then.
That you know of?
Indeed.
I mean, I assume you are relying on the map seen in public access.
You
should not expect adventurers to reveal any finding to the general public. After all, it is far more profitable to strip a ruin on your own before reporting its
Revealing
location,
it.
before
Yeah.
rather than having competition. Who knows, there might be hundreds of such ruins that have been found by adventurers only for them to die on their first delve.
Hmm.
No.
Right, so how are we going to do this, and when are we going to do this?
Now, and we just start walking. And we have supplies.
Good.
No, that would be foolish, of course. When is your expedition scheduled to leave the city into the jungles?
Oh, well, it was still completing some recruitment for it. The number was larger than yours, but not quite up to a survivable level. Are you interested in joining them, or would you rather operate on your own? That is normal between different adventuring groups.
If I would assume that your group packs a few locals that have some major expertise on traversing the jungle.
Define locals, but yes, for the intent of your question.
Then I think it may make more sense for us to join your expedition, because we are not familiar with the terrain,
Very well.
and there's strength in numbers.
There is
Sounds
also
great.
tardiness in numbers.
Well, I think the point of this is to do this together and see about yourself. So to stay with you would be best. Stay with your people would be best. I agree with my partner Bobby here. It sounds right. Not that we can, not that we can't handle ourselves on our own. Miles, what are you thinking?
I think you're both correct. There is safety in numbers, and of course, going with the group that has been already in the jungle and knows a little bit more than we do is the safer route.
Well, in that case, I guess was your addition, and I assume that are there more to your group?
That are going to traverse the jungle with us. Lance is here with us, right? And
Yes.
Yeah.
Winnel is a dwarf, but he's still Winnel. Yeah. Yes, I do
Just us.
believe we.
Very well, so that puts us well within the maximum number of people allowed. And I assume we are to proceed towards the Golden Spire as expediently as we safely could.
Indeed.
Very well. In that case, finish your preparations. You bring your gear, bring your supplies. Contact me as soon as you're prepared, and we shall depart the morning thereafter.
Do you have any lists of recommended items that we should for sure get? Like any?
Oh, I leave those
anti-
mundane preparations for the people I hire. I have my own list, but it is mostly scientific.
Of medical supply, you seem to know a lot about those.
Oh yeah, you should bring a significant amount of anti-allergens, antitoxins, antibiotics, disinfectants,
Are these
stomach
standards?
medicine, water purification tablets, and a lot of things to prevent, general wounds inflicted by claw, fang, finger, and other sharp, serrated, or puncturing appendages. Also acid. Bring soap.
So, all right. Well then, how about this time I'll contact you through.
Insect repellent.
Hmm.
Do not forget that.
How about this time I contact you when we are ready through from the compad instead of old-fashioned letters.
Sure.
I'm asking for your number, basically.
Ah,
555.
69, 69, 420, boobs.
I bet you whoever has that number gets called a lot. Right. Well, if we have your number, then we'll be in contact with you before overmorrow.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
As soon as we made all of preparations, which will be expedient.
We do have time in terms of the hunt that we are joining lasts for a certain period of time. We do have about 2 months and a bit for the trip. You should give us a couple attempts if they are required.
How long does it take to get from here to our destination?
Depends on the route we take. Depends on the dangers you face.
Average ballparking it.
If you are not being too cautious, 2 to 3 weeks. 3 to 4 if you're being cautious.
All right.
Assuming we reach the destination on our first attempt of it.
What are the conditions of turning back?
You're all dead?
That we won't be turning back then.
I would.
Right, so it's been enlightening and a pleasure to meet you and discuss this whole mystery surrounding this subject. And we will make preparations and contact you as soon as we can.
Mm-hmm. I feel the same. You've given me much to think about. Thank you for your response.
If I could be rude, but do you have more extra of those calm pills that you offered out of before?
He reaches like into the pocket and like takes like a pocket full of pills and like goes, oh here, here, and like gives like half a dozen. Like basically, he has a bunch of pills and he just like selects some of them. Yeah.
What's the recommended amount for?
No
more than
2 per day.
2 per day. All right.
2 per day. Okay.
They might have some side effects.
Which are?
That'll be enough for you.
Nausea, headache. Consult a doctor before you.
Yeah, I can figure that.
Sleepiness. When you want to puke up. What's the word for that?
Vomit.
Vomit?
You're retching?
Like how you feel when you...
Dizziness.
Queasy.
Dizziness. Nausea.
Nausea.
Anxiety.
Wait, these are supposed to prevent anxiety.
Very rarely.
Right.
Allergies occasionally. Hallucinations. If you experience hallucinations, decrease the dosage. You may drink them before food. Drinking them after food does not decrease the duration of their effectiveness, but it does delay the onset of its maximum. And the side effects should subside after about a week or two.
All right, good to know. Well, thank you very much.
Just for the record, I
Mhm.
literally described side effects of anti-anxiety meds. I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
looking at it and like, why is anxiety a side effect of anti-anxiety meds? Why?
I bet like they take them and then, oh my god, I'm so calm. Is this thing manipulating my emotions? Who am I? What am I doing?
Is this working? Is this really working?
Yeah, exactly.
Where is the doctor of our group when we need him?
Yeah, we need. It's excellent medical advice. Talking about it, I got one more question. Those men you examined when they came back. I'm losing my voice. Shit. Did you examine them for any magic effects?
I did. Aside from the general arcane residue that you would find on one entering the jungle, again, I have found no enchantment on their minds, if that is your question.
Yeah.
Frankly, and based on their description, I have reasons to believe that the Shrike creature is so terrifying in behavior and sight that a humanoid mind finds it incomprehensible and creates delusion that shapes itself in forms of nightmares.
Oh, we're gonna need a lot of those pills then.
Oh, if that is the reason you took those pills for, they will not suffice, not at all. All they did was allow this man to die unconscious, really. Which was a mercy. Oh, well, a mercy would have been to put them out of their misery earlier, but you understand, I had to.
Well, if we face that Shrike, any ideas? Anything we can do to prevent that? But look at it. Don't tell me.
Well, I was more advised to send more expendable people in the front. And
Oh, just
run
like
when
we
they
are.
start screaming.
Well, hell. We'll figure something out.
Well, I hope you do. They would be the first.
Mhm.
What if the beast is spirit?
Yep, that's what I was thinking. We have seen things that are incomprehensible in our physical reality before, though it didn't cause us to die in pain from exploding brains.
That you are aware of.
I'm pretty much still alive.
Unless this is the simulation created by that spirit. And you have failed this test and your minds have been captured. And I am merely a figment of your imagination created by that spirit to make you believe that you are free and... Yes.
Yeah, well, we've seen the simulations. They weren't that good. They actually kind of failed. We broke the simulation.
They were pretty low res.
Well, then it
Yeah.
appears you know a lot more about this spirit than I do, and as at least one of you be some kind of practitioner of arcane arts, I would be relying on your expertise to figure out how to deal with the Shrike. I don't know, hit it with a fireball or something. If that's a general solution I've been offered by wizards.
Yeah, sure. Keep that in mind.
Oh, you're capable of that. That is marvelous. A bit cliche, but it is a good spell. So I have heard.
I wouldn't know.
All just dallying. Let's go and get some work done.
You're mocking me.
I'm just making jest of your northern accent. I'm assuming Horizon has that accent. I'm assuming Horizon is north.
They got dwarves, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody gets dwarves.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right then.
I mean, if you want to know how people talk in Horizon in general, you are welcome to ask Lucas to show his German accent.
It's German, yeah.
Wurst. You are the worst.
Well, thank you.
Dankeschön.
Oh, you always have to sound very, 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 very naughty.
I have been trying to learn a German accent, but I
Well,
don't know.
Well, there is the American way of doing the accent, which is always, oh, hello. There's curiosity, there's perviness in the voice.
There's an ulterior motive.
Ulterior motive, yes. And you have no problem transporting that to people that you talk to, that you have an ulterior motive, but you're just too naughty to tell it. My next character will have that accent.
It's like my next character is gonna be like Achi. So yeah.
I mean, you're going into the jungle, so
Yeah, it might be sooner than we want.
I mean, to be fair, the jungle should start easy because I'll be figuring out the difficulty level, but
Right then. Cheerio.
Alright, let's go. Come on, Jarlgren. Come on, Jarlgren, let's go.
and pronounce my name right, boy.
goodbye.
Wait. Jarlgruff.
Oh,
Let's
and,
go,
and
Jarlgruff.
Quick question: Should we do maybe the planning and buying supplies during before the next session? That gives us a bit of time to think about what we want to get.
I mean, that is what you are supposed to do all planning and purchasing between sessions, yes.
Mhm.
Then
So we
Should
just
be doing the
flashback
thing-
whenever
should
we need
Gives me
something.
time to check the book and tell you, like, yes, you can have that, yes, it costs that much, and yes, that item is not in the book, but I can make it for you. You know.
Alright. I mean, we'll do that. And teleport. And we'll do both.
I don't think that lands. Well, I guess if
No?
you find a hidden enough place. To the...
Yeah, Lance can teleport up to like 3 hexes. 3-ish, 3.5 hexes.
If he knows where he's going.
If he knows, yeah, exactly. So
He'll be
theoretically.
sleeping on the ship, the motherfucker.
Ah,
And he's back.
Just like every night, Lance is like, goodbye.
And he also has he doesn't have the kinetic armor or something, so he doesn't get mosquito bites.
I mean, mosquitoes would basically have to roll natural 20 to hit him, which
But they will.
considering the number of mosquitoes will happen.
Mosquito succeeding.
critical hit.
Would that be was that a physical save? Would that be like them trying to force their way in, or is it like a mental barrier?
To hit. To hit roll.
It's just a 2 hit. Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Plus, I don't think he can have that while he's asleep. Also, it would be really funny when you go to sleep in the ship for the night and you come back and everybody else is dead.
Oh, is if we leave, is there anything that we do before we do?
Including
we
your mounts.
plan?
just the usual amount of gangbangs and
Oh yeah.
arena parties. I don't know.
Mm.
I've no idea.
Another good thing to consider, which I don't think you've considered last session, is while Lance can teleport y'all and maybe some of the valuable humanoids in the group, he cannot teleport the beasts.
The beasts.
Because they are both non-humanoid and non-willing. Which again means if you intend to spend the night on the ship, go shopping, have your beast. Leaving your cow in the middle of the jungle is a really good idea.
So we wouldn't all be able to come back unless they're.
Which is not
The,
me trying to hint to you to play by the rules and actually do a dungeon hex crawl, but you do you.
We're good. We can deal with that. This will be easy. We won't all die. We'll be fine.
Just some of us.
Look around at each of us. Stare. Well, I mean, Dali would be rather have some a bit of an inner contemplation about just to process all of that. But will we? What's if we're doing the planning in between sessions? I mean, what can we do anything now? I don't know. You said gangbangs. We could do an actual gangbang. I mean,
Zoom gangbang.
it'd be mostly men, I imagine, because men would be cheaper here, right?
You're welcome to go and find out.
Well,
let's go have sex. I mean,
the only thing
you
Bobby
can certainly try.
Bobby, the only thing that Bobby can do is essentially turn his shoulders into dildos and pleasure other people, because there is no dick left to give him pleasure.
Bobby has no dick left to give.
I mean, I don't like. Again, I'm pushing the topic, but I don't know if you know about this, but there was this guy that I saw many years ago. When this topic came up in conversation, and he had his lower torso removed by an accident of some kind, and or maybe he was paralyzed, wasn't removed, and him and his partner would get together, have sex, and his new version of sex was that his brain, because of his lack of feeling in his penis, changed his nipples to be the most sensitive thing on his body, so now he could orgasm with his nipples.
Fuck yeah! That improvise overcome, dude. Super awesome.
That's overcome. There you go. That's Bobby doesn't have to, stop. He can keep going, party on.
Okay, Bobby will spend his night exploring his body once more.
So, we going into the jungle today?
Yeah, I believe. I assume we wait. We'll wait a day and then go. And there's some buying in that time.
Oh, we're not waiting. Yeah, we'll do all the shopping then.
Okay. Yeah.
Alright, I mean, sure.
Yeah, let's assume we did the shopping.
Alright. So yeah, you're basically gonna spend How many days do you spend on preparation?
We send a list of things to what's her face?
Ronya?
Oh, right.
Yeah, Ronia. And once we have all our goodies, which may take her as however long she wants, but not too
Roll
long.
me a 1d4.
Boom. Is that
Right,
good?
it takes you 4 days.
Shit.
How many? Like 30 days in November, right?
Yeah.
So on the 1st of December, you're ready.
Oh,
You
it's the holiday
are
season.
prepared! And you have exactly 2 months to...
Come on, guys, we gotta get this stuff
until
on
the
the
hunt is
road
over.
and done soon. Christmas is coming.
Alright, so you eventually meet up with Ilano and his new crew of people, which you, by the way, haven't told me if you guys are buying any mounts, but whatever, you'll have a week to actually decide on the details of your meeting. But in any case, you meet those people, and it's a rather rowdy bunch of folks of various races and so on, who are mostly riding on basic cold ones, with like one larger beast of burden kind of like in the middle, as this is carrying enough rations for 7 people, 8 people technically, to consume over a period of like 2-3 months, because they are not you, they don't have cheating spells, they need to carry their shit with them, which actually most likely means they're like 2 beasts of burden. And Elon kind of greets, he goes, he himself is, I know, like, he's definitely not dressed in like armor or like protective clothing like the rest of the folks. He actually like has this like weird kind of like iridescent overcoat, robe thing that kind of covers him completely. And he goes, well, good day to all of you. I hope you are prepared for our little excursion. Because we won't be turning this around. Somebody dies. Multiple somebody dies. Here are your capsules. Capsules, since you are part of the hunt and technically a second half of this expedition. So you're getting your own points, just for reference, which you are welcome to do with whatever you wish afterwards. So get your trophies, don't forget about that. These capture capsules you use on corpses or bodies of captured or killed beasts to encapsulate them for the duration of our trip, which will preserve the body and miniaturize it, and then you will be able to trade it in for money. There are only 5, so I think carefully which corpse you take with you, because the less damage you make to it and the more valuable the beast, the more money you will earn. I hope this will be a bit of a, impetus to your excitement about this dangerous and deadly expedition.
And our own
Understood.
points. That's great news. That means we don't need to carry these people. You know what I'm saying? Hey. She's not
Bro.
amused.
They brought a lot of food. We didn't tell them, did we? Well, can't hurt.
You are quite lightly, to be fair.
What are you talking about? We have like 3 months of supplies of food here.
Right. That's our food.
Shit!
Oh.
Our food, you know.
Yeah, we can cook. We can come up with something. Yeah, we'll be fine.
If you insist.
Well, we did get stuff. We haven't just not gotten it yet out of character.
Yeah, I know, but I'm pretty sure you're not carrying enough supplies for 2 months.
Nah.
Which is gonna look quite different. I understand bags of holding, handy haversacks, and other items that the other crew just doesn't have money for. Just between us, I am rooting for you, so I hope you don't mind if you. Remember, our goal is to succeed and reach our destination, hopefully without finding the Shrike. And if that means using the other part of our party as bait, then so be it. Sure, it will be all right.
Just hope you didn't tell the others the same thing. Anyway.
He kind of like looks back, and I can like see 2 of the hunters can like one of. Hey, look! I commissioned a picture of my girl. I'm gonna return and gonna propose to her because I'm gonna be rich.
Oh, that
And we're
motherfucker's
gonna be
gonna
happy
die.
forever.
Yeah, he's gonna die.
That's one
He's
goes.
the first one.
Oh, that's nice. I'm going for my old mom. I need money to buy medicine for her.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. I'm doing this for my daughter.
Alright, and I guess with that, you finish your preparations and set through the gates of Lamia to enter the jungle and experience whatever challenge ratings I have prepared. That's also where we're gonna end the session.
Cool.